What's up, everybody? Doc Dark 1985. There's levels to this. I got a quick video tonight. We're gonna talk about games, right? I've been saying it for like the past few videos that video gaming is about games. Okay, so I'm looking at gaming news and I see on The Verge it says that gamers this past quarter have spent like I forgot what it was. Let me look it up. Something crazy. $10.9 billion on video games, right? It says that they're up 9%, from last quarter. Now, obviously, we're going through a weird time in life where everyone is stuck at home, so there's not much to do. So that helps out, right? The situation helps out video games. But then I kept reading the article and I saw something very interesting. The article spoke about which games are the ones that are being bought the most this last quarter. Okay, and the game that jumped out at me just jumped straight into my face. I was like, I couldn't believe it, but I believed it at the same time. Okay, because this company always gets underestimated, and I don't know why. Nintendo, Animal Crossing, one of the highest selling games apparently. Animal Crossing. Okay, now why does that matter? And this is a message mostly. I hate to say it, but it's a message mostly for Microsoft. Okay, and hear me out. All right, games matter. Exclusives matter. If you want to play Animal Crossing, you have to get a Nintendo Switch. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You want to play Zelda, you gotta get a Nintendo Switch. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no way around it. Okay, and for all of you that don't play Animal Crossing and don't play Zelda, guess what? There's plenty of people that actually do. Pokemon has been dog. I don't even know how many Pokemons they have now. They gotta have like about 3,000 Pokemon. These Nintendo's just like, you know what? Just make a Pokemon out of toilet paper, and they call it Toilet, and it transforms into Toilet Hole. I don't know. They're running out of ideas. They're running out of ideas. I remember when I first started playing Pokemon, I was like, what grade was that? Like seventh, sixth grade, or something like that. And it was 101 or 102, and the secret Pokemon was like Mewtwo or something. And then after that, Nintendo just went crazy. But I can't blame them. I can't blame them because it's still selling, right? Mario, like I've made another video talking about this. Mario has done everything. Mario plays golf, he plays tennis, he plays baseball. This dude's amazing. He's a paper guy. He paints. This dude has he could fly. He could turn into a squirrel. He could turn into a cat. Mario doesn't care. What he'll do. The only thing Mario has not done yet is shot somebody. That's it. He's like Street Fighter. He throws fire out of his hands. Freaking Ryu. Whatever. Mario's been doing that. Fireball he's been doing that. So point of the story: games. Nintendo has been underpowered for a long time, okay? You know this and I know this. They've been underpowered for a long time, but their games. Here's another thing that Nintendo does, right? And I hate gaming gimmicks. I hate gimmicks. But Nintendo will make you play with their gimmicks. When the Wii came out, when the Wii came out, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. I know you were up there playing Wii Sports, actually trying to bat. And then eventually you realize that you could sit down on your couch and just swing the controller and play tennis that way. But before that, before you realized you could do that, you were in your living room making space, talking about thinking you were an actual tennis player. They made you play with the gimmick, and that's what sold. That's what sold. The Wii U came out, they marketed it wrong, right? But the Wii U's an amazing system. Don't sleep on it. It has great games. It's just marketed a little bit wrong. They could have done a little bit better. But you know what Nintendo did? They came back with the Nintendo Switch, which the Wii U was almost like a test product for that. And that gimmick took off. Bam. And I call it a gimmick because the Nintendo Switch is a handheld system. I don't care what you tell me. It's a handheld system. All right. Yeah, you could dock it. Sure you can. And that's great. That's great to have that option. But 90% of the time, you're going to be playing that stuff in handheld mode because you could take it with you. You got to use the bathroom. You take it with you. You got to go downstairs. You take it with you. Sit in the car. You take it with you. It's genius. But you know why the Nintendo Switch is successful? Because of the games. Because of the games. Not only that, the exclusive games. You can only play Nintendo games on Nintendo console. So, Sony, Microsoft, 10.9 billion, okay, have spent this quarter, right? The Nintendo Switch has been, let me see if I read this right. Hold on. Let me see if I read this right. Nintendo was the biggest winner, and I quote, okay? Hardware sales total topped $770 million. $770 million this quarter on the Nintendo Switch because of the games and the gimmick works. Okay, you want to be able to play these games handheld and go everywhere. So Sony and Microsoft learn from Nintendo. Okay, learn from Nintendo. Do I wish the Nintendo Switch was a little bit more powerful? Of course I do. Do I wish they came out with a Nintendo Switch Pro with more power? Of course I do. Am I excited about what Alienware is doing? And I see you, Alienware. It's called the Alienware UFO. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. It's going to blow your mind. Alienware UFO. Look it up. Okay, it's a concept right now, but if they execute this thing, it's going to be amazing. But anyways, back to Sony and Microsoft. The games matter. Okay? So for Microsoft, this one goes out to you. Okay? Today I sit here pretty confident that Sony is going to have exclusives for the PS5. You, Microsoft, have mentioned that you're not going to have exclusives for like the first year because they're going to come out on PC as well. Or that your games, you want them to run across the old Xboxes, which is it's a disaster waiting to happen. Backwards compatibility is awesome, right? But nobody buys a new system exclusively to play old games. Nobody does that. So when you buy a new system, you want to be able to have an experience on that system that you cannot have on the other systems. So this is why all this matters. If the only thing you have to brag and boast about is power, Microsoft, right? And I'll admit, when the comparisons came out about how much power the Xbox Series has compared to like PC and the 2080 and all this other stuff, I'll be the first to admit I was very impressed. But this whole thing that happened with Assassin's Creed Valhalla shows how that power really means nothing if the developer's not going to use it. But here's the thing, right? Sony, hold on, I'm not going to leave you off the hook, right? You have gimmicks that haven't been used either. Okay? What is this? This touchpad. You tell me how often you use this touchpad other than just an extra button for something. What game do you play? I'm being honest. Tell me all the games that you play that you actually use this is a gimmick that actually made a difference for you. That if it was just a button, it worked just the same. Tell me, because here's the thing, right? If you're going to be making a game if you're a developer and you're making a game, right, you're going to look at this controller and you're going to look at the Xbox controller. And for you got to do something that's going to work universally. So if the Xbox doesn't have a touchpad, why are you going to make that feature just for the PS4? For the most part, you're not. So you guys tell me, right, this gimmick right here. So all I'm saying is get rid of gimmicks. Get rid of gimmicks, okay? Or don't oversell your gimmicks when you're not even going to use it. I'm being for real. I'm trying to figure out what game actually uses a touchpad. Maybe like I can't even think of one that actually uses it for something other than a button. In Apex Legends, that's just to see the map. So it's a big button in the middle just to see the map. But regardless. Okay, so let's go back. So gimmicks, talked about gimmicks. We're talking about games, right? Microsoft. Let me get back on track. Microsoft. So you brag and boast about the power of your system, and then a developer comes out and shuts down the power conversation because they're capping the game at 4K 30, right? They're capping it. So right now, the fact that you can run games at 4K 60, according to you, means nothing if the developer is not going to use that power. You know I'm right. Okay. So what do you have to sit on? What does Sony have to sit on? What does Microsoft have to sit on? Games. Where are the games? What are the games? exclusives. Okay, you're gonna lose potential PC fans to your system because you're allowing it to be played on PC. And here's the thing, if you have a strong enough PC, you ain't worried about 4K 60. You might want 1440p at 144. I'm saying, so why get the game on an Xbox Series X when you can go ahead and get the game on PC? So this is all I'm saying for Microsoft. The best scenario for a gamer right now is going to be a very strong PC for all the multiplats, play online for free, a Nintendo system, a Nintendo Switch or whatever else Nintendo's going to come out with, so you could get the Nintendo exclusives, okay? And the third system, that's a possibility if you're a huge gamer, right now, is going to be the PS5. Because that's the only other system that will have exclusives. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I wish I was lying. I'm not lying. I'm not. That's just the way I see it. Tell me how I'm wrong. Okay. Now, this is so funny because when I talk about this, it's like I get people in my comments that are pro Xbox, that are pro PS5. And look, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm gonna talk to Sony fans right now. Sony fans, calm down. The same way, listen to me. The same way that Xbox came out, Microsoft came out the gate, and they were crushing with, especially with news of the PS5. They showed what the system looked like. They were very confident. The controller is going to be backwards compatible with the Xbox Series Elite 2 controller. I mean, all kinds of announcements that they made that was just thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Everybody was applauding it. Okay, the design of the system, everything looked beautiful. The power of the system, everything was. Xbox came out the gate and was crushing it. Okay. Recently, they've had a few hiccups where it's not even that Sony has completely taken over, is that Sony has said enough to stay in the race, to stay enticing, so that now you're kind of like, or at least myself, I'm kind of like, at the end of the day, it's about the games, and Microsoft is not going to have games. That's right now. No exclusives for like a year. But Sony, understand that the same way something like that happened to Microsoft, it can happen to you, because eventually, Sony's gonna have to say something. You're not just gonna drop a system and not show us what it looks like. This thing might be hideous. The controller is hit or miss. Look, man, some of y'all like it, some of y'all love it. I need a different color scheme. I don't like that color scheme. I just don't. I like the fact that it looks big. I love that, right? But that color scheme, not for me. Okay. So you're gonna have to show what the system looks like, right? Does that matter? It adds to it. But here's the thing too: you're also gonna have to show games. Sony hasn't showed any games either. The only thing that we're banking on is that we know they got exclusives, right? We know they got that Spider-Man. We know they got the freaking God of War, So, and we know what Sony does. Uncharted, come on, man! Like Sony. I mean, Sony's a beast, not gonna lie. But Sony fans, don't get too excited just yet. The race is not over. We don't know what's to come, okay? Hold on, slow down. All right. Now, before we go, we're 13 minutes in, let me talk to PC fans, to the PC elitists, and then that's it. I'll let you guys go for the night. PC Master Race, hear me out, okay? You guys are still winning, okay? Next generation console, what they're promising is a closer experience to what PC is, but we all know it's still not going to be the same, and it's evident with what just this one sample of what Assassin's Creed Valhalla did, right? A developer that's not willing to let this game be uncapped. Okay, so PC, you're winning because there's a lot of things that you can do to make the gaming experience whatever you want it to be. However, though, all right, and I'm saying this because I see a lot of YouTube videos from people that are like PC elitists. Your bragging and boasting is starting to get a little petty when you can't give credit where credit is due. I saw a video about this guy talking about the Unreal Engine 5 and the fact that it was running on the PS5 and actually saying that it wasn't good. And I'm thinking like, what are you seeing? Like, are you out of your mind? It looked amazing, right? And then towards the end of the video, he was saying that it's not actual gameplay and that the PS5 won't be able to run that. Look, man. Number one, you don't have a PS5, so you don't know what this thing's gonna be able to run. Okay. And number two, that's the closest thing that I've seen to gameplay of a next generation console. So if it's a tech demo, I will take that. If it's anything close to what that thing looked like, I'm impressed. If it's anything close to it, I'm impressed. Okay. So here's the thing, PC elitists, consoles are not gonna take over next generation. But come on, give them a round of applause for what they're doing. It's not like it is not like playing Far Cry 3 on a PC versus playing Far Cry 3 on a PS3. It's not. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, if you play Far Cry 3 on a PC and then you try to play it on a PS3, it's unplayable. If you play freaking Assassin's Creed 2 on PS3 and then play it on the PC, you can't go back to the PS3. You just can't. You just can't. So that's the difference, okay? And I'm talking about like old PC graphics cards, like stuff like with the 1050, it still will destroy a freaking PS3, okay? That's not what the game experiences are like now, okay? It's not completely, okay? I give you this. I played Apex Legends on the PS4, and I know a lot of you guys do this too. And then you hop on and play on PC. I don't know how you guys do it. I know it's running supposedly it's running 60 on the PS4, but if you play at 144 hertz, it's a completely different experience. But PC Master Race, you guys won. No need to brag and boast. Stay humble, bring it down, but give credit where credit is due. Especially some of you guys that actually own a console. Okay, you already know. You already know, right? There's some good games on console. So we circle the wagon again. All about games, guys. It is all about games. Microsoft, I don't care how powerful your thing is anymore. I want to see what games you're going to come out with and what this thing's going to look like. And you know what? Unfortunately for you, I have a PC. So if the game's going to look just as good on PC, I'm not going to get an Xbox Series X. Dog 1985. There's levels to this. We out. Peace.